The news at noon starts right now.
And we start with late-breaking news this noon. Police investigating after a woman was found stabbed in the chest this morning. Officers still gathering information, but so far they know the victim is 50 years old and her injuries are life-threatening.
It all happened on the east side of town at a home near Eisenhower and Loop 410. Police on the scene telling us they're not sure why someone stabbed the woman, but they believe she was involved in some sort of disagreement with someone just before it happened. Officers tell us they believe they've identified a suspect, but they haven't found them yet.
Someone else was inside the home at the time. That person was not hurt, and they told police they did not see anything. It was no time for a visit, but a group of violent guests still dropped in on a West Bexar County couple in the middle of the night.
Sheriff's investigators say they robbed a man and woman, then shot the man. Katrina Weber spoke with a neighbor who suddenly found himself playing the role of a hero.
First responders were actually the second to come to the aid of a man who was shot inside his West Bexar County apartment. Just before sheriff's deputies arrived, a neighbor says that man showed up at his door.
He comes banging on my door and I open it and it just he comes gushing out blood and a really big wound.
According to the sheriff's office, the man who Derek Valdez found bleeding was the victim of a middle of the night home invasion and shooting. Investigators say before 2:30 this morning, 3 men wearing masks kicked into the door to the apartment in the 100 block of Exeter Place, where the victim and his girlfriend live. Deputies say once the masked men made their way inside this apartment, they tied up the couple and then ransacked the place. At some point, they also shot the man in his arm. Although Valdez didn't see it happen, he definitely heard it.
It was pretty loud, and I'm pretty sure woke up some other neighbors.
For him, though, there was no going back to sleep. Valdez found himself in rescue mode with the victim at his door.
My sister starts calling 911. That's when I went to go find the closest cloth so I can help him at least stop the bleeding. Sheriff's investigators are on a mission to find the men behind the violent attack on the couple. So far, they have not made any arrests. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
We want to take a live look outside. Yes, some people got a little rain yesterday.
I had some drizzle. Did you see any?
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely had my windshield wipers on yesterday evening.
There was some light rain. It was not the good rain we were hoping for, right? That missed us mostly to the south earlier this morning. But we have another chance, and that's the good news. And this feels a little more concrete tonight with a front coming through. We should see a line of showers and storms, and there will be some pockets of some good rain. Let's start with the big picture here. Here's what we're looking at. Storms out in the Gulf of Mexico right now. We also notice storms up across North Texas. That's where that cold front is, and it's starting to advance south. As it does, it will run into some pretty unstable air. There's a decent chance of severe weather from Dallas over to Abilene down to Waco this afternoon. And then as we get later into tonight, that shifts further south. We have a chance here for some scattered strong storms, strong to severe storms as we get into the overnight hours and into early tomorrow morning. Here's the KSAT 12-hour forecast. Right now, we just have a 30% chance in the forecast this afternoon. Anything that pops up does have the potential to become strong to severe. We're just not looking for much coverage through the afternoon and evening hours. It's not until tonight that we start to see rain chances go up. 60% chance at 11 o'clock. We up it to a 70% chance by midnight. And then between midnight and sunrise tomorrow, we are expecting these showers and storms to be around. We're going to have much more on these storms, what we can expect as far as severe weather and what we can expect for Memorial Day weekend. That forecast is coming up here in just a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. A man shot in his own front yard, now recovering this noon, but police have not been able to arrest anyone in the case. Officers say that it happened around 12:30 this morning. A driver pulled up to a home on Five Palms Drive. That's not too far from Old Pearsall Road and Loop 410 on the southwest side. Someone inside that vehicle shot a man who was just standing nearby. That man taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound to the leg. Police were not able to find the suspect or the suspects involved. And on the west side, a pair of suspects are still free after slashing 2 people with knives. This was just before 5 in the morning. Police say those suspects jumped a backyard fence at a home in the 3800 block of Morales Street. That's near West Commerce and South General McMullen. Police say the suspects ended up cutting one victim's hand. The other victim had several cuts to his arm, upper body, and the back of his neck. They were taken to the hospital. Police did say it was a robbery. However, it's unclear what, if anything, was taken.
San Antonio Fire Department investigating the cause. What sparked a fire at a business on the city's north side? This all happened on Blanco Road, not too far from Bassey, just after 4 a.m. Crews had to force their way in to knock down the flames. While there's not much fire damage, there is some heavy smoke damage. All right, today is Election Day. The Texas primary candidates who didn't win by a majority in March, they're on the ballot once again. The Texas primary runoff election ballots include federal, state, and county races. Two big contests we're watching today, the 28th congressional district race, both on the Democratic and Republican side. The Democratic side, voters will choose between immigration attorney Jessica Cisneros and Congressman, the incumbent, Henry Cuellar. On the Republican side, Cassie Garcia facing off against Sandra Whitten for the nomination. We're also keeping an eye on the race for Bexar County Judge. Today, voters will choose who will be the Democratic nominee. Former District Court Judge Peter Sakai or State Representative Ina Minjarez. Now, the winner will face Republican Trish DeBerry in November. There's a lot of questions, so we have everything that you need to know before heading to the polls. Just head to KSAT.com. And of course, we're going to have all the results after the polls close this evening.
Heading over to Washington, the White House again continuing to clarify the president's remarks about Taiwan today. The Biden administration maintaining that the U.S. will adhere to its long-standing policy of simply assisting Taiwan in defending itself should China attack.
However, speaking yesterday, President Joe Biden went further, saying U.S. armed forces would step in to back Taiwan. Those comments largely overshadowing the president's trip to Asia, which ended today.
ABC's Justin Finch has more on that.
On the final day of his Asia trip, President Biden pressed again Tuesday on his earlier remarks about a U.S. military defense of Taiwan in the event of aggression from China. Those comments seemingly a departure from the U.S.'s long-standing policy of strategic ambiguity or avoiding direct intervention into matters involving China and Taiwan.
Mr. President, is the policy of strategic ambiguity towards Taiwan dead?
No.
Could you explain?
No.
Mr. President, would you send troops to Taiwan if China invaded?
The policy has not changed at all. I stated that when I made my statement.
The president appearing to walk back remarks made just yesterday, but those comments mark the third time in 10 months he's talked openly about the possibility of the U.S. responding militarily if China were to attack Taiwan. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin also questioned.
Is the U.S. making a commitment to send troops to defend Taiwan in the event of an invasion by China?
As the president said, our one China policy has not changed to help provide Taiwan the means to defend itself.
Closing the president's Asia tour, a meeting of the Quad. Biden joining the leaders of Japan, Australia, and India. The president and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi also meeting separately as India faces increasing criticism for its neutral stance on Russia's war in Ukraine. Back to that controversy over Taiwan. China's foreign ministry spokesperson warning the U.S. today that no force in the world, including the U.S., can stop China from achieving national reunification. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
CPS Energy showing signs that its future is looking more solar. The agency signing an agreement today for its Flex Power Bundle initiative. CPS Energy has entered into an agreement with Consolidated Edison Development for a major solar project. The agreement would add more clean, sustainable energy to CPS Energy's power portfolio. The utility says the move is part of its larger effort to move away from coal power. As for how this would affect us customers, CPS says it should not make rates go up.
The price we're getting for solar is super competitive when it comes to solar versus natural gas. So this is the best price I've seen in the market for solar. What that does is it helps ensure that our bills remain affordable, and everything we're doing with the Flex Power Bundle is already built into our financial model. So we don't need a rate increase to support what we're doing with the Flex Power Bundle. It's all already part of our planning.
The 300-megawatt solar project will be located in Goliad County. This will be CPS Energy's largest single solar site to date.
All right, so two things we're really missing in these NBA playoffs. Obviously, the Spurs and good games. I mean, it really has just been blowout after blowout. We're going to have the latest highlights from the latest blowout in just a bit.
2 local entrepreneurs want to help people in the community take care of each other when it comes to mental health. A look at the project that aims to make it a little less scary to open up.
Welcome back. Despite the school year coming to an end, SAISD is making sure their students have enough food to give them energy to enjoy the summer. So the free Seamless Summer Feeding Program begins June 6th. Free breakfast, free lunch will be given out to anyone 18 and younger. To enroll, students must be students with disabilities up to 21 years old. Now, breakfast will be from 7:30 to 8:30 a.m., lunch 11 to noon. The program lasts until July 29th. For a list of school locations to get the meals, any questions you have about the program, just head to KSAT.com.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Another reminder to check in on yourself and your loved ones. But what exactly does that mean? In today's New You, producer Alyssa Medina introduces us to 2 local entrepreneurs who have made it as easy as the push of a button.
Really, there's this pent-up desire for people to talk about mental health, but what I've realized is nobody wants to go first.
Since the start of the pandemic, there has been more focus than ever before on mental health.
There's a lot of things you can do that will increase your mental health, including seeing a therapist, including doing meditation. But one of the things that those 2 things in particular cannot take care of are your close social connections.
Steve Cunningham and Lorenzo Gomez are the co-founders of an app called WeTree. They say while society has gotten better about normalizing things like therapy and self-care, real growth comes from the people around you.
As a society, we're sort of trained to tell a little white lie when we see each other. Hey, how you doing? Well, I'm good. I'm always good, right? No one ever says they're bad. Even the people that you love, whenever you're struggling, you tell yourself this lie, which is, I don't want to bother them and I don't want to burden them with my problems. So the app is very simple. You're way more likely to click a 1 saying I'm struggling than to tell someone that I'm struggling.
The pair of friends developed the WeTree app to make it a little less scary to open up. It's a daily survey with just 8 questions, rating your emotions and experience for the day on a scale from 1 to 5.
Once you do that, it takes 30 seconds. It drops you in a little section, a dashboard that we call the inner circle. It could just be your closest friend, family member, spouse.
You'll see what they post as well. And when somebody's doing well, you're going to reach out and give them some encouragement. And when you see that they're having a tough day, you're going to reach out and see how you can support them. This is allowing people to have conversations that they otherwise would never have.
In our app, it is full transparency on how you're really feeling. So we are not a social media app. We're not trying to be. We're trying to bring back the human interaction and the human connection.
For New You, Alyssa Medina, KSAT 12 News.
What a great idea. The WeTree app is currently available on desktop, and it is coming to mobile apps very soon.
All right, let's take a live look out at the Alamo City. So you said you did get some rain yesterday.
Yes, not enough.
Okay.
No. Nowhere close to enough. And but all the horses are tucked away in their stalls waiting for tonight, Justin.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, my lawn still has a ton of brown spots. We need some rain for multiple reasons. The aquifer also has been down most of the spring. It did jump up today 0.7 foot to 645.4. And in your pollen count, molds are in the moderate category today. 550 grass is low at 20. We've got storms headed our way tonight with a frontal boundary. This will be our last chance, though, for a while. A look at that 7-day forecast is coming up.
Welcome back. Okay, so we need the rain. May's been tough, and it's felt more like June and July at some points.
All right, so we like these temperatures. We like the prospect of rain. Now give us the rain. Just that simple.
We feel pretty good about it tonight.
Okay.
I know last night we missed out. It's frustrating. I get it. But I think tonight this is our one good shot. It looks promising. And then after that, yes, it does shut off. And you'll see the deficit that we're in. Let's look at the rainfall totals for the year.
Oh,
we're down nearly 8 inches. Now, we're not going to make that up tonight. But any little bit we can get is going to help the cause. Because we know once we hit June, July, the rain tends to cut off. So we're at 3.99 for the year. Del Rio's at 2.73. They're about 3.5 inches below average. And even Austin has now dropped below average at 12 inches. Now they're in much better shape than we are. But some rain is a good thing. Nothing out there right now. We've got partly to mostly cloudy skies. Just some thin high clouds at the moment. 80 degrees, dew point is at 63, and a south-southeasterly wind at about 11 miles per hour. Most of us sitting right about 80 degrees at this hour. 80 in New Braunfels, 81 in Kerrville, 79 in Hondo, and here locally, 79 in Helotes, 81 Castroville. You're at 82 in Devine. As we look at the radar and satellite, there were some showers this morning that moved through. They didn't drop much rain, but those have since moved east, and now we're starting to see these high clouds clear out. And this is going to lend itself to some instability. I want to watch places like this where we're starting to see some of those cumulus clouds develop. Those are areas where we could get some isolated storms popping up this afternoon out ahead of this front. If we do see some storms, there could be a couple of isolated strong storms. Just something to watch. But the main show is going to be tonight along that front, which is right about there at this hour. Not a lot of activity along it at the moment, but it should blossom a little bit later today as this front advances southward. Storm Prediction Center thinks there will be numerous severe storms in this area, shaded in deep red here from Dallas down to Waco. This pink color represents scattered severe storms, and that extends all the way down into the San Antonio area. But if we're going to see the severe weather, at least along this front, I think it holds off until the overnight hours and into early tomorrow. So let's time it out here. The front starts to push south a little bit by 5 o'clock. We get some of those isolated storms along the front and maybe a storm out near Del Rio as well coming off the mountains of Mexico. We'll have to watch for that. And then by 10 o'clock, starting to see more development along the front itself, moving into the hill country. By midnight and 2 a.m., these storms are getting closer to San Antonio, and this is where we could see some of those stronger storms, some gusty winds along this line or segment of storms. And then say 2, 3, 4 a.m., that's when we may be looking at some of the heavier rain, lightning and thunder. And then by 7 a.m., this is starting to move east. Morning commute still could be messy. And then by midday, the rain is moving out, and then we get clearing during the afternoon, and we say goodbye to the rain for the foreseeable future. How much rain could we get? We think at this point it's still on the order of 1 to 3 inches. The best chance for heavy rain is going to be north and east of San Antonio. You'll see rainfall numbers fall off as you go west and southwest. The best chance of those heavy storms and more coverage is going to be up I-35. KSAT 12-hour forecast, 30% chance of rain at 3 o'clock, 85. 7 p.m., 81 degrees, 30% chance of rain. But as we get into tonight, we bring it up to a 60% chance at 11 o'clock. And by midnight, we've bumped it up to a 70% chance of rain. Here's how it looks in the 7-day forecast. 79 tomorrow. That's behind the front. Even with some sun, it's going to be cooler tomorrow. And we start off at 59 on Thursday morning, but then it warms up from there. 88 Thursday, 91 Friday. We're back in the mid-90s for Memorial Day weekend. It looks hot and it looks mostly sunny over the weekend. But tonight's the night. If we're going to get some rain, and again, it looks promising that that we'll be able to add to our rainfall totals, hopefully. Guys.
Bring it on, Justin. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. All right. Speaking of bring it on, the Mavs, they're not really bringing anything. They are on the verge of possibly getting swept. I think they win tonight. Just saying, Ursula. That's my pick. I'm just letting you know. But don't worry. We're going to have highlights. We're going to hear from Luka Doncic in just a bit. Welcome back. No Spurs. We still got NBA playoffs to talk about. Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals in Boston last night. Celtics trying to even the series with the Miami Heat. No Tyler Hero, but both teams were without key players. Celtics wasted no time. Fast break. Derek White, yes, the Derek White, to Jason Tatum. Beautiful alley-oop. In case you missed it, KSAT.com. Boston opened the game on a 16-1 run. Derek White stayed hot. This time, baseline floater to fall. Has not had much luck in the postseason. Nice to see a change. 10 points in the first quarter. Celtics would lead 29-11 after one. They keep pouring it on in the second quarter. Jason Tatum striking again, another jumper. Celtics double up the score. You'd love to see that if you're a Celtics fan. 36-18. Later at half, Grant Williams, triple from the wing. Boston really in cruise control throughout the first half. They would lead 57-33 at the break. Yeah, Miami was held to just 33 points in half. Third quarter, let's go. More of the same. Derek White with the great feed inside. Look at that beautiful basketball. Robert Williams for the dunk. Celtics first possession. Then the lead balloons to 30. Derek White finds Jason Tatum again in the paint. Turnaround bank shot, 67-37. Boston, the home team, goes up as much as 32 points. Wire-to-wire victory, 102-82. Jason Tatum, 31 points. Derek White, 13 points, 8 assists, and 8 boards. The Heat The 5 Heat starters combined for a playoff record low 18 total points. The series now tied 2-2-2. All right, on the other side, we have the Western Conference Finals. Dallas Mavericks on the brink of being swept out of the West. That's right, Golden State, Steph Curry and the squad able to steal Game 3 in Dallas a couple nights ago, taking a 3-game lead, 3-0 in a best-of-7 series. Not good if you're a Dallas fan. So all this happened, yeah, that's Steph just dancing on them, pouring in threes. Luka Doncic doing what he can, but you can only do so much. 40 points that included a buzzer beater at the end of the first quarter. Kept the Mavs kind of in the game, but Steph Curry was Steph or Chef Curry. Lit up the scoreboard, 31 points, 11 in the third quarter. Golden State took a 78-64 lead. Beautiful step back threes. Andrew Wiggins right here, angry man, angry dunk over Luka Doncic. Put him on a poster. And the Warriors would win 109-100. I like the freeze frame because it just shows all the aggression. So what did Luka have to say?
It's going to be difficult, Every game is going to be really difficult. So it's not over yet, but it's not going to be easy. Nothing. The Warriors not going to give you anything easy. So I think we're going to learn a lot, and we're still learning. But, you got to come 100% every game.
You can't give them second opportunities. When you give them second opportunities, Clay and Steph and Wiggins is playing at a high level for them. And they've been here before, so they understand what they have to do, and they did it, tonight.
All right, so I'm not saying that the Mavs are going to come back from a 3-0 deficit, but I am saying they're going to win tonight.
And the Celtics?
It's going to be a tough battle. I could see it going to Game 7.
Okay.
Yeah, 2-2. We'll see.
Going to hold you to it. Hollywood making up the Sharknado, but NASA says Sharkano is real. Why the agency decided to name its underwater site this way.
And speaking of science, scientists believe the next big source of vitamin D could come from a lab. It could be a game changer for 1 billion people around the world who have a vitamin D deficiency. We're going to explain in just a bit.
It's a condition that more than 1 billion people across the globe live with. According to the World Health Organization, we're talking about hearing loss. And even just 5 minutes of loud noise a day can do some damage. Whether you're operating power tools or just listening to your favorite music or I don't know, watching Greg Simmons do sports. Today at 5, we're going to take a look at the different ways to protect your hearing and prevent loss from happening over time. He just has a lot of energy. We want to bring you some important late-breaking news. We're being told that there is a lockdown and an active shooter situation at Robb Elementary School, which is in Uvalde on Old Carrizo Springs Road. All the campuses within Uvalde CISD, the Consolidated Independent School District, are on lockdown.
All right, so we know that the school, Robb Elementary, is about 80 miles to the west of us. We also know that the district is asking everyone to avoid the area. We do have a crew on the way, and we do expect to get all of this information as soon as it becomes available.
According to the Uvalde Consolidated ISD Facebook page, there is the active shooter alert went out around 13 minutes ago. They don't want anyone visiting campuses, and they are asking, another update came in about 12:23, about 10 minutes ago, that the scene is still active and parents are being asked to pick up their students at the Sergeant Willie DeLeon Civic Center. There is a very large police presence in the area. They're asking people not to go to that area. All of this being put out on social media channels right now. So if you need information, you can go to the Facebook page for the Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District. Again, this is in the city of Uvalde at Robb Elementary.
And like I said, we do have a crew on the way. It is 80 miles west of us, so make sure to stay with us online and on air as the latest information, the latest updates become available.
And we will bring that to you minute by minute throughout this newscast as well. We want to go now to an ABC News exclusive. The father of the Texas yoga instructor wanted for a murder related to a love triangle, apparently, speaking out today.
All right, so the murder victim was a top star in professional cycling. ABC's Rena Roy explains.
Federal authorities now joining the urgent search for a yoga instructor who police say is a suspect in the fatal shooting of a world-class cyclist who authorities say at one point dated her boyfriend. Law enforcement say 35-year-old Caitlin Marie Armstrong took off days before being charged with the murder of Mariah Wilson.
She knew she was going to be wanted for this. She probably had a 5-day head start.
According to court documents, this all stemmed from an apparent love triangle. Armstrong's boyfriend, Colin Strickland, telling police he was briefly in a relationship with the 25-year-old Wilson last year. Investigators say the pair, both pro cyclists, met up at 6 p.m. on May 11th. They went swimming together and had dinner before Strickland dropped Wilson off at a friend's home in Austin at approximately 8:30 p.m. That friend, police say, called 911 after she found Wilson in the bathroom bleeding from gunshot wounds.
District 6 can get a TOG for 26-year-old female. Injuries incompatible with life.
According to the court documents, Armstrong's 2012 Jeep Cherokee was captured on a neighbor's surveillance camera, stopping outside of Wilson's friend's home the night that she died.
It's so incredibly painful for such a tight-knit community. My reaction is just pain and heartbreaking.
Strickland issuing a statement saying his friendship with the slain cyclist was strictly platonic, adding there's no way to adequately express the regret and torture I feel about my proximity to this horrible crime. Armstrong's family telling ABC News that while they don't know where the wanted 35-year-old is, they believe she's innocent, saying, I know a young woman lost her life and that's horrible, but Caitlin did not do it. And Mariah Wilson's family telling ABC News that she was a talented, kind, and caring woman. They also felt it was important to clarify that those closest to her understood that she wasn't in any romantic relationship at the time of her death. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now we want to move on to the monkeypox outbreak. Right now, 5 states dealing with suspected or confirmed cases of monkeypox. Doctors in Washington state are the latest to announce that they are treating a patient with a suspected case of monkeypox. The virus is spreading with more than 200 confirmed or suspected cases in 18 countries. Yesterday, the CDC announced that while the virus is currently affecting the gay and bisexual communities, anyone engaging in sex should be on the alert to these symptoms. It causes a rash and sores.
I don't think that there's a great risk to the general community from monkeypox right now in the United States. I think that we need to pay close attention to the communities in which this might be circulating.
The U.S. government is now releasing some monkeypox vaccines from the national stockpile. The CDC says those vaccines will be for a small number of people who have been exposed here. Tomatoes could soon be providing more health benefits. A new study says researchers found a way to edit the fruit's gene so that it can produce vitamin D. The scientists use relatively new technology to edit those genes. It could be some big news for vegans and vegetarians, Justin, giving them plant-based sources, since the 2 best dietary sources for vitamin D are still dairy and fish. Researchers say if farmers and producers adopt the process commercially, tomatoes could be used to help the 1 billion people around the globe that have a vitamin D deficiency.
All right, so take a look. NASA releasing a photo of Kavachi volcano erupting underwater in the Solomon Islands. Now, the space agency, NASA, calls it a sharkcano because 2 species of sharks live in the volcano. A 2015 expedition found the sharks included hammerheads inside of the submerged crater. Now, NASA says the volcano is one of the most active submarine volcanoes in the Pacific, and the presence of sharks there has raised questions about the extreme environments large marine animals call home.
Looking outside with live cam. Not a whole lot to report at the moment, but we're hopeful.
Yeah, hopeful for tonight. In the meantime, it's going to be pretty quiet today. I think we're just going to see some of that off and on cloud cover that we're seeing right now. Some of those thin high clouds, not a big deal. The temperatures will make it into the 80s. We already have made it into the 80s. Want to show you the temperature map, though, because that front that's going to move in tonight will bring some cooler air with it as we get into tomorrow. Look at the numbers up there around Amarillo. 53, 64 in Lubbock, 69 in Midland, 67 Dallas. And that cooler air will probably keep temperatures in the 70s tomorrow, which is nice considering where we've been. And of course, we've got some hot temperatures on the way as we head into the weekend too. There are some showers and storms along this front as well, and we can see that here with our visible satellite and radar. Showers and storms starting to develop, and we're going to see more and more as the day wears on to our north. It's not until tonight, overnight tonight, that these storms arrive to our area. and they should move through by tomorrow morning, although the morning commute could be a little bit messy. Something to keep in mind. I think we have a pretty good shot at rain tonight, 70%. And that lingers over into tomorrow morning, 40% chance before rain chances basically shut off. And we're going to see a dry stretch beyond that. So tonight, 70% chance of rain. Severe weather will be possible. Gusty winds being the main threat. We could see some hail, and there will be some pockets of heavy rain. Northeasterly winds will kick in 10 to 15 miles per hour. We'll talk more about that severe threat, and we'll have another look at the 7-day forecast coming up in just a bit. We'll be right back.
Well, welcome back. We're going to get to that late breaking news right now. We are understanding that there is an active shooter situation at an Uvalde elementary school.
Robb Elementary is now on lockdown. We're being told that there were some gunshots in the area. That's what the school initially reported. All Uvalde CISD campuses are now on lockdown, and Uvalde PD is asking everyone to avoid the area. However, they have set up a reunification center for children. If you want to pick your child up, it's going to be at the Civic Center. So that's where they want everyone to go if you want to pick up your child, but no word on how and when children are going to be transferred there.
Right. At the last update from the Uvalde Police Department, as of 12:38, so about 4 minutes ago, that reunification site is set at the Willie De Leon Civic Center, and the scene remains active. Parents are urged to pick up students, and there's obviously still an active situation. We're told to tell people to avoid the area. And for those who don't know, this elementary school about 80 miles west of where we are here in San Antonio.
Again, it's a report of shots fired in the area of Robb Elementary School, an active shooter, but we don't have any reason to believe that something has happened on campus other than the lockdown at this point. We're waiting to get more information from the Uvalde Police Department. There are all kinds of reports out there. All of this information that we're reporting is on the Facebook pages and social media channels for the Uvalde Police Department, as well as the Consolidated Independent School District. We don't really want to venture out beyond that at this point. We're going to continue to follow the story on the air as well as online. So stay with us here at KSAT, and we will keep you up to date on this.
And it is important to note we have a crew on the way, so we're going to have a live presence on the scene with the most up-to-date information.
Meantime, we are keeping an eye on the weather because all the rain that we need, some of it at least, can arrive tonight.
Yeah, we're going to get our last chance for some decent rain tonight. It's looking promising, as we said. Temperatures so far today up to 80 degrees. The average is 89. We'll be right there, I think, by this afternoon. Upper 80s for highs. Record is 101, set back in 1925. Thankfully, nowhere near that number. And in fact, we're going to get some cooler weather tomorrow. Highs mainly in the 70s around the area. It will feel nice. We'll talk more about those rain chances coming up.
Welcome back. 12:46, about 82 degrees. So it's moving up a little bit. I think we started the show at 80 degrees.
Okay, but what we're really watching is the radar.
Yeah.
That's where all the money is.
That's where we're watching. That's why our fingers are crossed. And look, we're hopeful that tonight we're going to see some storms. Yesterday was kind of a different situation. There wasn't a real good trigger there to get storms going. Tonight we feel like this front is going to be good at focusing some of these showers and storms and give us that chance that we need. Let's first start with the look outside. Live cam, we've got mostly cloudy skies and temperatures sitting at 80 degrees at the airport. We are warming up, and there's starting to be some instability out there. So the warmer we get, and with these southeasterly winds bringing in some moisture, it will become a little bit more unstable as we head towards the afternoon. We'll have to watch for a couple pop-up storms. If we can get a storm to pop up, there could be a strong storm or two. 82 degrees in Kerrville, 79 in Hondo. You'll find some warmer temperatures out west where there's been more sun. 84 right now in Del Rio, 82 down there in Cotulla, 79 Helotes, 80 in Bulverde, and 77 right now up there at Canyon Lake. Cloud cover is starting to thin out. It's been mostly high clouds. We're noticing some clouds trying to develop here, and this is an area that we need to watch. As the lift gets a little bit closer, we could see some of this, or some of these clouds develop into storms. Something to watch right now. It's still quiet right there around San Angelo. Right now, basically cutting Texas in half here. Cooler air to the north. We've got the warmer, more moist air to the south. And out ahead of it, where we have that instability, chances of thunderstorms, a good bed of it from Dallas down to Waco, and as we showed you over towards San Angelo, and then more scattered activity as this kind of comes together into an area of showers and storms. Tonight, we'll have some scattered severe weather as it moves towards the San Antonio area in the overnight hours. So here's how it looks with our computer model. And it does show isolated storms by 5 o'clock developing there along the front, and then some more isolated storms potentially out west. Any one of these would have the chance to become strong to severe. As the front gets a little bit closer to the hill country by 10 p.m., you're seeing more widespread storms at this point, but still north of San Antonio. By midnight to 2 a.m., 3 a.m., that's when these storms start to pull into the San Antonio area. This is when we could see some heavy rain, and this is when we could see some stronger storms. Also some gusty winds on the leading edge of this line of storms. That pulls in 4 or 5 a.m. That's when we could see some pockets of heavy rain. And then by tomorrow morning, a lot of this is starting to move out by the morning commute. But the morning commute still could be messy. By midday, storms really are moving out. And then we get the clearing skies and we'll see sun by 5 p.m. tomorrow. After that, rain chances basically go away. What is the biggest threat when it comes to severe weather? Well, we think gusty winds with this line. We could see some pretty strong winds as the line moves through. There could be some hail mixed in there. Flooding, for the most part, is a low risk, although I do think we could see some street flooding, especially in places where we get some heavier rain. And then the tornado threat is on the low end, but it's not zero. There's still a chance there. 84 degrees by 2 o'clock, 30% chance of showers and storms, 30% chance at 3 o'clock. By 6 p.m., 30% chance of rain, but we up it to a 40% chance by 10 o'clock, 77, 60% by 11 p.m., and by midnight, 70%. Temperatures at 76. After the rain passes, 79 tomorrow, some storms early, but clearing in the afternoon. 88 Thursday, 91 Friday, and then we're back in the heat by the weekend. 94 Saturday, 97 on Sunday. We'll be right back.
All right, well, a new streaming series debuting this week takes place in a galaxy far, far away.
CNN's Rick Damigella has a look at the Obi-Wan Kenobi on Disney+.
The fight is done. We lost.
Ewan McGregor returns to the role he made famous on the big screen in the Disney Plus series Obi-Wan Kenobi, set in the years between Star Wars Episodes 3 and 4.
Leave us alone. When the time comes, he must be trained. Like you trained his father.
Having Ewan McGregor come back to this role at this point, he just brings such a sensitivity and such a soul to the role that it just felt like the right time for this story as well.
Deborah Chow, who previously helmed episodes of Mr. Robot, Better Call Saul, and The Mandalorian, directed the 6-part series.
It was really exciting to kind of come back to Tatooine despite all the sand. But, the other thing that we did and that we felt strongly about doing in this series is that one thing I've always loved about Star Wars is getting to go to new planets and getting to meet new creatures and new everything.
I want every lowlife and bounty hunter to squeeze him.
Moses Ingram's character is among those hunting Obi-Wan.
She's a subordinate of Darth Vader and very passionate about her job. She plays the offense. She's on a team of Inquisitors, but she doesn't care what anybody thinks about how she does things.
You can't run, Obi-Wan! You can't escape him!
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Okay.
Sorry, we're just trying to get some more information on that apparent active shooter in Uvalde. We are continuing to follow by that, but in the meantime, we're going to go over to SLA Live.
All right, what are you guys doing over there?
Well, of course, with the holiday weekend coming up, well, how about some patriotic apparel?
Yes, San Antonio-based company Grunt Style is here. They have a free event happening on Memorial Day, and Tim Jensen is joining us now. Now, if somebody can't attend the event, they can still help out, right?
Absolutely. If you cannot attend the event on Monday, go to gruntstyle.com and pick yourself up one of these incredible products that will be supporting the Gold Star Teen Adventures.
All right, we have more on that coming up. Thank you, Tim.
All right, and Megan Sevilla is here to show off how to, when life gives you lemons, what, Megan?
We are going to make fun summer flower arrangements.
and it's going to be easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy. Love that. Love it. Love all the puns. Yes, and I love the lemons. Also, if you're looking to cool off, maybe you can take a little road trip to Helotes. This gelato shop is serving up all the sweetness, and we get the story behind the shop.
All right, and we were thinking, with fashion, what fashion trend would you bring back? I mean, any fashion trend at all from the past. Let us know at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter. You may see that answer a little later in the show.
Back to that breaking news, the active shooter situation in Uvalde. Remember, this is happening at an elementary school, Robb Elementary School, about 80 miles to the west, and we do have now somewhat of an update.
That's right. We are now being told they've kind of changed the situation a little bit. All of the students from Robb Elementary have been evacuated to the De Leon Civic Center. However, police are asking, and the school is asking, that parents not come to the Civic Center to pick up their children, because right now they're doing an assessment and making sure that every child is accounted for. You will be notified by phone when it is time for you to pick up your child. So in the meantime, they want to wait until everyone's accounted for before any children leave the custody of the school.
Now, we are still waiting for all of the details, what exactly is happening, but we do know that there's still a heavy police presence in that area. All the schools in the district are on lockdown. Make sure to stay with us. We are expecting to hear from someone from the district soon. We know our Garrett Berger is en route to the district, to the school. So we do expect to have updates in the next few minutes, next few hours. So make sure to stay with us online and on air as that becomes available.
Again, an active shooter situation at Robb Elementary in the city of Uvalde. We are waiting word to find out exactly what happened. A lot of theories are being thrown out there on social media, but stay tuned because we are going to cut through all of the stories that we're hearing and find out exactly what happened here and whether the situation is completed. Closure on that active shooter situation. We are going to stand by here in the studio. We'll bring you that information as soon as it comes in.
Very quickly, one last look at the forecast. We're in the low 80s right now. We'll be in the mid to upper 80s this afternoon. Not much in the way of storms today, but tonight it becomes more active. The radar will become active. Showers and storms. A decent bet we could see some severe weather, some pockets of heavy rain, some gusty winds, especially with a line of storms. And then that clears out by tomorrow morning. We'll look for clearing skies by Wednesday afternoon for sure. And then from there, it's dry and it's hot. 90s return to the forecast.
All right. Hopefully we'll get some rain out of that.
That's true. SA Live starts right now. But like we said, any information that comes out of Uvalde, we will pop in and let you know.
Today on SA Live, support local. We are serving you a taste of the sweet life with gelato at this Helotes shop.
Plus, we take you out on a hill country getaway to a new retreat that's opening tomorrow.
And citrus flower arrangements, how to add the perfect touch to your summer decor.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
Oh, hello and happy Tuesday. We have citrus flower arrangements headed your way that you can enjoy during the summer months ahead. Good afternoon. I'm Fiona Gorsees. It smells so good in here.
Yes, it does. I'm Jen Tobias-Chesky filling in for Mike Osterhage today.
Well, our first guest is a veteran-owned company that's headquartered right here in San Antonio.
Grunt Styles brand specializes in patriotically focused apparel. Chief Strategic Officer Tim Jensen is here to tell us about their upcoming event for Memorial Day. Welcome.
Tim, I also want to say you do smell good as well. Great cologne, not just the citrus over there.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having me on the show, ladies.
Welcome.
It's an incredible opportunity to be here and talk about what we're doing on Memorial Day coming around the bend. It's incredible. We're going to be at the VFW number 76, the oldest VFW in all of the state of Texas. And we'll be celebrating and honoring all the families, military members that have passed away, died for the country on that day. And we'll be doing an incredible event for Memorial Day, and it's something that we do every year and we take great pride in.
And it's free, and it's from noon, pretty much noon till sundown. Is that right?
That is correct. So the festivities start at noon. At 3 o'clock, we'll be giving a check donation to the Gold Star Teens. These products that we have out in front of us today, if you go to gruntstyle.com and make a purchase here, the proceeds of this will be going back to the Gold Star Teen Adventures, which is an incredible organization that focuses on mentorship, leadership, and resiliency training of children that have survived their parents ultimately not being with us any longer.
Yes. And the Grunt Style brand, I mean, that's, you guys give back, right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It's an incredible brand with the community efforts that we do here and the Grunt Style Foundation, a new organization that we stood up last April. We do a lot for the veteran community, the first responder community, and it's absolutely an incredible business. Go to gruntstyle.com and check it all out. And ladies and gentlemen, with great product and what we produce and the things that we do for our community is absolutely incredible.
But let's talk about what we've got here, because this is just a sampling, right, of some of the products that you have.
Absolutely. So we have our 2 shirts that I laid out in front of you today. The Gold Star, all these proceeds will be going back to the Gold Star Teen Adventures. We also do hats, we do drinkware, and all variety of accessories. Hats, hoodies. If you can dream of it, of wearing it on your body, Grunt Style makes it, except for pants. We don't make pants.
And the concept, how did this business get the concept behind it?
That's a great question. The concept came from our founder, Daniel Alaric, and he was a former drill sergeant in the Army. And what he wanted to do upon his exit was take the ideas and the characteristics and the values that have been imprinted upon us from our time in service and bring it to the veteran, bring that veteran idea to the civilian community. And what better way of doing that than putting these ideas on graphics and on t-shirts.
Okay. And is there anything beyond, the products that you have right now, anything for the future planned?
Well, we have a lot of great things for the future. We continue to innovate our product display and our product catalog. So continue to check out Grunt Style there. And then with our Grunt Style Foundation, really great work that we're doing. If you guys are following what is happening up on Capitol Hill, Grunt Style and the Grunt Style Foundation has been a part of the legislation on toxic exposure and getting the PACT Act passed across the country.
And if they follow you on social media, you were telling me earlier, this is one event, but you have so many events, right? It's a constant thing.
Yes. We take great pride in spending a lot of time with our community. Here in San Antonio, up in Chicago, we have 17. We will have 17 retail spaces across the United States. So check out what Grunt Style is doing. We are. You go to our social media, you see all the great things that we're doing in our community, and get involved.
And speaking of great things, San Antonio Business Journal awarded you the 2021 Veteran in Business Awards honoree. Tell us about that.
Oh man, I'm still a little embarrassed by it because to this day. I'm just a person that's been involved in business. I don't know, when I got into the business, I didn't know about anything about business, but here I am now with an incredible team here in lovely San Antonio, and our work is being recognized, and I think that's the most important part.
And the easiest way for somebody to order anything from Grunt Style?
Yeah, check out gruntstyle.com, go to the Grunt Style social media, learn everything that we're doing, and get involved with the movement.
All right.
Thank you so much.
And one more time, tell folks where you're located.
We are at 900 Broadway, downtown San Antonio. Gruntstyle.com is where you can find us and all the social media channels.
All right, and of course, for more information on Grunt Style, just head to our website, salive.com, and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab, where we've provided a link, or just snap that QR code on your screen.
Thank you so much. Okay, so earlier we were talking about if you could bring a trend, a fashion trend from any decade, right?
Any
back?
decade.
Do you have one in mind?
I love anything like the 30s, the 40s styles. I love that fashion.
Yes.
So I would bring that back in a heartbeat. What about you?
I guess 70s. Yeah, I like that.
Bell bottoms and everything.
Yeah, but it's coming back already, right? I feel like it always comes back.
Yes, it does.
But that's my favorite. So yeah, let us know. We want to know. And just tag us on Facebook, Twitter at SA Live KSAT. Yes, thank you. Yes, and we may share your answers a little later in the show.
All right, well, it's a taste of the sweet life. Gelato is an all-natural gelato and sorbetto shop.
So I grabbed a spoon and went inside this local family-owned business in Helotes.
I can say when I met Yvette, I was still living in Colorado. And she told me about this wonderful spot outside of San Antonio called Old Town Helotes, where she always dreamed of having a little shop of some kind. At the time, it was a coffee shop, but over time, it kind of evolved into what you see here, Gelato. The shop was really born of love. We fell in love. Love brought me to San Antonio, to Yvette. Her love of Helotes brought us to Helotes, and our desire to share that love with the community is what kind of created, sparked Gelato.
Taking the leap Yvette Gray and Isaac Butler are owners of Gelato, one of many thriving businesses in Old Town Helotes.
I've always liked gelato, actually. I've always loved coffee and gelato. I've kind of had this love with Europe, you know, the idea of it's Italy, France, Europe itself.
We wanted something that was universally loved, like gelato and ice cream, and something that would bring smiles, that was, you know, a positive contribution to the general community.
There's a selection of over 40 flavors, but inside you'll find about 10 to 15 at a time.
And we're constantly rotating the flavors. We like to keep things fresh and exciting. You're always going to find some staples, your strawberries and chocolates and vanillas. They're always in the case, but to give you an idea, today we have a cantaloupe sorbetto, which is pretty unusual, and it is wonderful. We carry a green tea, tiramisu, classics like cookie dough, who doesn't love cookie dough, and pistachio might be the most quintessential gelato of all. In addition to the gelatos, we also carry giant German pretzels, pretzel cheese bread, which is actually the same pretzel dough in a baguette with aged cheddar cheese on top. We have our gourmet popcorns, obviously an assortment of drinks and refreshments for people. So there's a lot to enjoy, and again, we are part of a community, so if everything you want isn't in our building, there's a good chance you're going to find it within about 50 feet of our door.
Gelato is surrounded by many different businesses. It's a community Yvette and Isaac are very proud to be part of.
As we just really want to reach out and thank the community. COVID was a tough time for all small businesses. Our customers in particular came out and they really stood behind us. Federal government didn't do much for us, but the city of Helotes, really did. The chamber came through. People have been wonderful, and if there was one message we wanted to say, thank you so much for helping us get to this point, and we hope you'll support us on into the future.
I'm Hispanic, and Socon means with, and then so that was part of the idea of our name, was that, you know, life is much sweeter with gelato, you know.
Again, you can find Gelato here at the shops at Old Town Helotes, and I'm about to give this a try. All right, I'm gonna go for this one. So creamy, and such a great time to come get something to cool off, right? So let's give the mango a try. That was Isaac's favorite. All right. Ooh, that's perfect. So refreshing. For more information, you can head over to salive.com, click the As Seen on SA Live tab, or scan the QR code on your screen. And to keep up with them on their hours and any events they have coming up, you can follow them on social media at Gelato Life is Sweet. Again, a great place to go check out if you haven't been to Old Town Helotes, because there's something for everybody. A coffee shop, a wine bar, of course the gelato there. So just a good time.
They look delicious. The way the little cookies thing is on there. Yeah,
yes.
it's like a little gladiator.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, SA Live continues with Summer Crafts for Kids featured at the Briscoe Western Art Museum.
Plus, we get a sneak peek at a new hill country getaway that overlooks the Pedernales River.